Glawion is a research fellow at the German Institute of Global and Area Studies and joins me now live from Berlin. Good to have you with us. I mean, just looking at the last 2 decades of the CAR's history, it seems to have gone through a cycle of violence, instability and so on. Do you think this president can lift it out of that cycle?
Well, with the elections running through so peacefully, we have to say this already is a break of this cycle of violence in the Central African Republic, because since in 1993 the last really democratic elections took place, changes of power always happen through violence, and this time they happen through the popular vote.
When you look at some of the recent reports that have come out from international organizations, I'm sure you remember the UN Commission of Inquiry talking about the ethnic cleansing of Muslims by Christian militias, Amnesty International's report of July 2015 talking about even those Muslims who are returning are being forcibly converted to Christianity. It makes you wonder, has there really been enough inter-community reconciliation?
Well, there hasn't been enough, but also this dimension of calling the conflict a Christian versus Muslim conflict is very much oversimplifying and often even diverting from the true struggles that are happening in the different areas of the Central African Republic. So the people do really need reconciliation, and with this peaceful vote, they have called for reconciliation, but we should not reduce those categories of division to Muslims versus Christians. There are very many different factors that are dividing the people in the Central African Republic.
How much work has been done on disarming militias, for example?
Well, that unfortunately, and including very many other challenges that the country is facing, constantly it has been said, après les élections, so after the elections. This new president is thus facing an enormous task load that he has to achieve with his government now. And one of the things is disarming rebel movements and armed forces, and also figuring out what to do with them then so they don't take up arms again in a couple of years, as has been the cycle in the Central African Republic in the past.
Do you think he'll be up to the task of reform of the armed forces, vetting people who are suspected of having been committing abuses, accountability and so on?
Well, he will have to be up for the task, and we shouldn't take this very strong popular vote as an excuse not to scrutinize the presidency very strongly, because in the past, unfortunately, the state forces that are supposed to deal and provide justice have been part of the problem. So that really has to change in the Central African Republic for the people to find stability.
All right, thanks so much for your analysis there.